you go, Cash.
And when that gets to the end, Fran and Sarah, could you bring one up for the chair, please? Thank you very much. Okay. Go ahead, sir.
I would like to review with you what the proposed sign ordinance look like for many businesses in the city. Sheet A is a photo of the Candlewood Suite sign in the causeway, which shows an example of a sign that is 60 square foot. Under the new proposed ordinance, this would be the largest sign that could be installed anywhere in the city of La Crosse. Business signs need to be visible to attract passing motorists, especially businesses that are dependent on tourism and non-residents. This size is definitely not large enough for all situations. Sheet B is a photo of the Stanheim building sign, also along the causeway, which is a very attractive sign for multi-tenant application. This sign is larger than 60 square foot and would not be in compliance with the new code. And there are a lot of other multi-tenant situations within the city that would be a very great issue with trying to comply with this code for multi-tenant signs. That sign is very close to the road, it's in slow traffic. It's not the case for most situations. Sheet C is a photo of the new sign that was just installed last year for Mayo Clinic. This sign is also a very attractive sign, but it's on a pole and is over 60 square feet, so it would now be allowed under the new sign ordinance. Okay, again, a very attractive sign, fits the environment well, but would not be allowed. Sheet D, which is a photo of Brookstone Inn, the sign would be classified as a monument type sign with a block wall to match the building. This is the type of sign that this new sign ordinance is requiring. So all new signs that would be installed would have to have a large base at various heights, depending on what the height of the owner would want. Monument bases like this are hard to see around when entering and exiting businesses. Many businesses do not have room for this type of structure to physically fit on their property, and it can be a safety concern for pedestrians, as it's an easy place for perpetrators to hide behind when planning an assault, which is especially bad in a college town like La Crosse. These bases are also very expensive for most businesses to afford. Okay, I have personally driven around most of the major corridors in the city and have counted signs that are on poles. I counted approximately 300 signs that are pole-type signs. This code would greatly affect the majority of businesses in the city in a negative way. Some of those in favor of the ordinance have stated that they would grant a variance for hardship cases. Now, variances are granted only in extreme cases. They're very costly and they take a long time to get, so they're not very business friendly to get a variance. Now, Dave's Guitar sign has been one that was recently had some media attention, as been mentioned earlier. This sign would be non-conforming to this proposed code and was very misleading to this business owner when that was stated that this sign would be granted a variance without really going through the variance process. There are guidelines under state statute that need to be followed when granting a variance. In Saturday's La Crosse Tribune, it was stated that Dave's Guitar sign would be an example of a sign that would be granted.
Can you wrap it up, please?
Okay. It's arbitrary and discriminatory to grant a variance because someone likes the look of the sign, even when going through the variance process. It's very misleading to make such a statement. Therefore, I'm requesting that this ordinance not be passed, and then a new committee be formed that does a more thorough job of research and implication of their proposal and not totally abolishing all pole signs in the city. Thank you.
Any questions for the speaker? Okay, thank you for coming. Next speaker wishing to speak in opposition is Mike Brown, 1906 Caledonia, representing the La Crosse County Tavern League.
Thank you very much, sir. I represent nearly 200 businesses in the La Crosse area, a lot of which are bars, but we do represent some of the finest restaurants in town, hotels, and just gas stations. Sometimes you got to start over and say, what causes something like this? This was one big sign out on the highway that got blown totally out of proportion, and to be honest with you, I feel there's some people that have a personal agenda that are trying to line this up and get something they're going through that's way, way, way overboard. The business I represent have thousands and thousands of employees in the city of La Crosse. They are upset, and I think there was some decision that went on here. The committee chairman said they listened to business, took input, this input, which was restricted, raises the sign up to 20 feet. He said we went through that, we went through listening to business, and they wanted less time, and there was 4 or 5 things that said that they were listening to business and they were putting it in their thing and listening to what was going on. He then spoke to a lot of people, including myself, and said they've listened to business, and it's a good thing. And then there was a dog and pony show at committee thing where they lined them all up and picked up the pinpoints and then re-added it to the thing at the end. We were lulled into, complacency or whatever. This is not a business-friendly ordinance we're proposing here. It's way too broad. I sent out emails to all my membership. I didn't get one person that emailed back and said they were in favor of this. Where they're getting these people that mysteriously are scared to come up and step forward when we talk to these people every day, I don't believe it. I think it's going way overboard. I will not do a dog and pony show and have people stand up here who's supporting or in opposition to this. Some of those people may be standing in the unemployment line in the near future. I guess, the anger comes out in business and they've called me and talked to me. It's just not a business-friendly environment right here. I'm going to quote something that Tommy Thompson said some years back, and then Scott Walker jumped on it this year. And it was regarding Illinois and their high taxes and lack of representation for business owners and how they treat those business owners. And I think it's right here in the city of La Crosse. And it simply is, when the last business leaves the city of La Crosse, would you please turn out the lights? Thank you.
Any questions for Mr. Brown? Okay, thank you for coming. Next speaker wishing to speak in opposition is Greg Lewis.